Hello, today we are going to use metal and we are going to be doing something called metal smithing. So what metal smithing is, it's making different types of pictures and images using metal. So the first thing you're going to do is come up with a plan. So you have this piece of paper. First thing I'm going to do is write my name. I'm your teacher, Ms. Waldemar. So after you write your name, you can start sketching your idea for the art that you're going to make. And I want you to think about different types of lines. Do you remember what kinds of lines we use in art? So we see there are straight lines, there are dotted lines, there's wavy lines, zigzags, curves, thick lines, thin lines, curly lines, swirls, horizontal lines, vertical lines, and diagonal lines. As I draw my plan, I'm going to be thinking about those different types of lines. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make different pieces on my square. So I'm going to cut it in half vertically and then horizontally. Then I'm going to draw a diagonal line that goes to the middle on each one of these corners. And I can turn my paper to make it easier. Then I'm going to try using different types of patterns and lines. This one I'm going to do curved lines. And I'm going to decorate my whole square here. Here is my sketch. Then I'm going to raise my hand for Miss Waldemar once I'm finished with my sketch. Oh wow, you have such a cool sketch. You are ready for your medal. Miss Waldemar will let you get a piece of metal once you have your sketch approved by her. The piece of metal is sharp on the edges, so be very careful. It's this kind of copper color on one side and silver on the other side. So you're going to choose which side you want to use, if you want to use silver or copper. I'm choosing to use the silver side. So I'm going to place the silver side, the one I want to use, down next to my drawing. Then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw my drawing carefully onto the metal. And I'll show you what happens. You're going to push down hard and go slow, taking your time. I made one line, and let me show you. It comes through the other side. So now I'm going to try and make my line that goes across, taking my time so that I can make as few mistakes as possible. I still might make some mistakes, and that's okay. That's part of being an artist. So now I've drawn on this side, and when I flip it over, the side I want to use has all of these patterns. The next step is to come over here to our paper section and grab a black piece of paper. To finish this project, I need black paper, glue, and a metallic Sharpie. If I did silver, I'll use a silver Sharpie, and if I did copper, I'll use these copper gold colored Sharpies. So since I did the silver, I'm going to put the glue on the copper side. So I'm going to put a fair amount of glue just around the edges and a little bit in the center. And then I'm going to flip it over and look for the middle part. Find the middle, the center, and flatten it down with my hands, going around all the edges to make sure it's nice and glued down. Now I'm going to take my metallic Sharpie and I'm going to continue these lines that I started. So I'll do my top and bottom lines, my side to side lines, and my Sharpie looks like it's running out, so you can just let Miss Waldemar know, throw away that old Sharpie running out and grab a new one. I'll do my diagonal lines. Oh wow, yeah, much better. Look at that. And then I'm going to continue the patterns that I made inside of my different shapes out here. So this one was a curly line, so I'm going to continue my curly line. This one was a zigzag line, so I'm going to continue the zigzag. This one was a curled kind of wavy line, so I'm going to continue making all these lines outside of the metal. I'll fast forward this. So now I've continued all these lines and textures, and the last thing I'm going to do is flip it over and write my name on it. If you don't finish, you still want to write your name on it so we know whose artwork this is.